Niger, Nasarawa, Gombe and other states experiencing a worse situation. Some filling stations sold a liter of petrol for as much as 1,000 naira. The NNPCL said on Monday that it has started offloading 240 million liters of petrol as it steps up effort to tackle the worsening nationwide petrol scarcity. Meanwhile, National Association of Nigerian Students (NANS) has threatened to start a mass action if the federal government fails to take urgent steps to address the current petrol scarcity in the country. The association's Senate President, Babatunde Akinteye, in a statement on Monday, said the scarcity has left many citizens, including students, frustrated and helpless. Moving on, the Nigerian Navy ship NNS Pathfinder says it has rescued over 200 victims of a boat mishap along the Bugoma waterways in Asaritoro local government area. Addressing journalists, the commander of NNS Pathfinder, Desmond Iwo, said the victims were passengers of a cargo boat who were traveling from Sangana in Bayelsa State to Nimbe Chetty in Port Harcourt. He said the cargo boat was transporting smoked fish, crayfish, plantains and alcoholic beverages when it capsized after hitting a wreck on Sunday. Now, the commander said no casualties were recorded due to the quick response of the operatives of the Nigerian Navy. He, however, stressed the need for boat operators and passengers to always adhere to safety measures. He also said the Nigerian Navy is committed to marine safety.
Immediately we heard about it. The shout was heard from our deployment in the waters. We deployed men to protect lives and property in the waters. Over 250 passenger boats, market passenger boats. So when their boat capsized, our men quickly rushed there. We threw life jackets, lifeboard. Even our men jumped inside to rescue all of them.
One of the survivors, Samuel Ibe, said goods worth millions were destroyed. Mr. Ibe, while thanking the Nigerian Navy for their rescue, called for support from the government.
We are from Sangana, they go Port Harcourt. They carry fish, crayfish. When the matter happened, they assisted us. We came down, even through life vest, rescued passengers.
Precious of one of the crew members from River State who died in the boat mishap that also claimed the life of Nollywood actor Junior Pope will be buried today. The River State government is helping the family exhume the body in Asaba, where the incident happened. His body will be brought back to River State today for burial. On Friday, the Deputy Governor Ngozi Odo visited the family to seek their consent to exhume the body.
Today, we know that every other body has been exhumed and taken to their states, their respective states. So, if you tell us exactly what you want, then I must tell you that the governor had asked me to tell you that we are deeply saddened about what has happened, and to also let you know that government are in part. This part, as the head of the government of Rivers State, will do everything possible to bring the body back to Rivers State.
The Deputy Governor was accompanied by Nollywood in Rivers State. Responding, the father of Precious Oforum explained why they later consented to his body being exhumed.
I also thank the River State for organizing such movement. I thank them so much. I also want to tell the government that actually I said the body will not come. I discovered that other states are doing so, and they left only Precious by the seaside. And then the Precious is still crying.
Away from that, police say they have arrested 16 people linked to the death of Inspector Christiana Erikiri in River State on April 25th. The spokesperson of the state Commander Iringa Koko said in a statement that Mrs. Erikere was violently attacked with stones by some travelers when she tried to record video of the disruptive behavior after a routine check at a checkpoint in front of Bori police station. SP Iringa Koko said the attack caused the police officer to lose consciousness and she died from her injuries in a hospital. He said all individuals involved would be apprehended and brought to justice. Earlier, a student of Captain Elechi Amadi Polytechnic, Felix Erikere, who says the late inspector was his elder sister, spoke to our correspondent.
Ever since this incident happened, my mom and her family have been cold. The woman that left there in the morning to work, he was not on the road, she was not closer to the road, she was in our office where safety men and women, 16 of them, went to the station and beat her to death. Right now, my mom is on the hospital because of the shock. Who is going to take care of the children? Who is going to take care of my mom? She was the only one taking care of all of us. She was school fee. She's the breadwinner of the family. Calling on the general public, the governor of the state, IG, calling on Commissioner of Police who will come to our aid. We don't have anything. We just need justice.
Elsewhere, the Elders Council of Obiakpo local government area simplified movement Billy Ohwanda has condoled Rivers people and the families of victims of the recent fire incident along the Eleme axis of the east-west road. Ohwanda in a statement said the situation was pathetic and prayed to God to grant the families the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. He also thanked the governor for visiting the scene and for promising to support the victims of the incident. He said God has used Governor Fubara to liberate Rivers people as he continues to maintain peace and ensure good governance in the state. He also criticized some individuals from Ekinibo who he said were making unguarded statement against the governor and urged them not to take his gentility for granted. He said the people of Ekinibo will not take unguarded outbursts henceforth and urged them to be civil in their conduct and utterances, noting that River State is not a state of lawlessness. Meanwhile, River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says politicians must stop playing politics of bitterness and unnecessary rivalry. Governor Fubara said this when he received participants of a training organized by National Institute for Security Studies at the Government House in Port Harcourt.
For us to build a very successful nation, it is important for us to work as a team. I want to urge everyone to think first about the well-being of our country. It shouldn't be an issue of unnecessary competition. It shouldn't be an issue of unnecessary rivalry that leads to bitterness, leads to sickness of the bone. We should try and emulate better relationship, knowing fully well that there is nothing on this earth.
Governor Fubara said his administration will collaborate with the Institute to solve the security challenges using artificial intelligence. Correspondent to Yekachimwo's reports that the participants are in the state for a one-week training. Now, a former chairman of Oba area, O.C. Oisa, has advised Governor Fubara to be careful of those professing fake love to him. Mr. Olisa, in an interview with newsmen, described them as selfish politicians who are taking advantage of the rift between the state governor and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. He said the role the FCT Minister played in the emergence of Governor Fubara can only be done by someone who genuinely loves him.
Chiba says the Nyesom Wike has come and gone. The same way too, Governor Fubara will also come and go. And some people that are trying to call the Nyesom Wike shall also come back and call Governor Fubara to release office. It's the best to go back to his boss, who loved him so much, up among so many people in the state, and made him governor of River State, so that two of them the way they were before he became governor. We want our state to have peace. Forget about political jobbers. Majority of the people who are around Governor Sim now are only looking for money from him. They don't love you.
So the needs of this court between former Governor Dordeli and the FCT Minister for personal gain. He also thanked the FCT Minister for giving him the opportunity to serve.
This is a man who appointed me the chairman of Obeman Non-Local Government Caretaker Committee chairman for a year and 6 months. When he saw that they were killing people in Onelga, Onelga became so difficult. He asked me to go and make sure that peace was restored in Onelga. He gave me all the so much that even when a lot of people were pressurizing to drop me, the man said no, that he wants peace in Onelga. And today, almost in Onelga, there's peace there now. People cannot leave their business now. Yes, people that they not work on Onelga is true. That the politician is not, should not be truth. This man, we can not Onelga people.
The former Onelga Caretaker Committee chairman also urged those rebelling against the FCT minister to respect him as between River State and the government. Still to come, CBN bans Money Point OA Kuda others from taking new customers. Stay with us. Andoni local government area of River State has suspended the member representing Andoni Bonkoro constituency in the House of Representatives, Awaji Inombek Abiante. A resolution read after a meeting of the leaders and stakeholders of the PDP held at the Ward 1 office at Ngo. Caretaker Committee Chairman of PDP Ngo Ward 1, Andoni local government area, said suspension of the federal lawmaker is because of his involvement in creating factions in the party. The resolution was signed by the Ward Chairman D.K. Bara and Ward Secretary, Caretaker Committee of Party, Dr. Bob Jackson, as well as 12 other executives also accused Abiante of breaching Section 58, subsection 1J of the PDP's constitution. D.K. Bara read out the resolution.
That Honorable Awajinombe Dagomie Abiante is hereby suspended from the party for promoting factions at the ward level. That the suspension is also predicated upon his involvement in anti-party activities, causing disaffection among members of the party and threatening peaceful, lawful, and efficient conduct of the business of the party at the ward level.
The chairman of the PDP at Ngo Ward 1 in Andoni local government area, D.K. Bara, also alleged that Awaji Inombek Abiante is involved in anti-party activities.
The suspension of Honorable Awaji Nombe Dagomie Abiante became indispensable, putting into consideration his involvement in organizing, training, and equipping group of persons for the purpose of employing violence, coercion, and other form of intimidation within the party. We are determined to weed out all bad eggs who are acting as agents of opposition political parties to weaken our party.
Of defunct Niger Delta Liberation Front, Ogoni has passed a vote of confidence in the administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Dennis Brutu Otuaro. In a communique signed by the leader of Ogoni Zone, Solomon Dibara, and National President of the Indigenous Youth Council of Ogoni People, Matthew Digi, the leaders commended President Bola Tinubu for appointing him to head the amnesty program. The communique was read by the secretary of the group, Solomon Barabara.
We, the leaders, generals, and commanders in the Ogoni zone of Rivers State, hereby issue this press statement to formally express a resounding vote of confidence in the administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Dr. Dennis Brutu Otuaro. Ogoni strictly and presently stand as a significant contributor to the Niger Delta strategies struggle, epitomized by figures such as Ken Sarawiwa and the Ogoni Nine, who sacrificed their lives for the economic, environmental, and socio-political emancipation of our region. As leaders of the genuine struggle for the Niger Delta, we recognize Dr. Otuaro as a fitting embodiment of our aspiration and ideals.
Also, Mr. Iwara, who is the chairman of the defunct Niger Delta Liberation Front, leader of the Ogoni Zone, said Dr. Iwara must be allowed to pilot the amnesty program.
I wonder why federal don't look into matter. Amnesty, where every month they change to the president, they should allow this to be there. So is it of Niger Delta? Can not for Niger Delta that we never said they should bring Ogoni people?
On their part, the representative of Kana Leziga, a member of a group, Agamene, and the president of the National Council of Matthew Digi, said they are in support of the vote of confidence part of the
federal government representative and also new appointment. We are here to support him to that issue. Things is for leisure. He wait did not we want him to be there.
A man tested trust passively cancer today. Niger Delta, and I think you have done the best for them, and we are passing a vote of confidence for him to give us more reason and more best for what we are coming for.
Away from that, the Reformed Traders Association in River State has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the chairman of Mile 3 Ultra Modern Market, Gift Nkesi Benjamin, to retract comment against its national president, Edi Brad Chinedu, and other leaders of the association or face legal action. The vice chairman of the association, God's Power, Omunakwe Wobo, said Mr. Nkesi Benjamin accused them of embezzling 4 billion naira meant for traders.
On the 28th of December, when we were having our function in the market, sponsored by this RTA, that the governor came to tell us thank you for voting him. And while we were in that meeting that day, on the 29th, Nkesi Benjamin went on air that the governor brought money that meant for reverse traders to RTA. That RTA has embezzled the money, that Bright AD and the King Kenneth Eze and myself. So we are giving Nkesi just 7 days to retrieve his step. If he did not, we are taking him to court. And there he will come and pay us the 4 billion he claimed that governor gave us.
The chairman of All Markets, chairman of Reformed Traders Association, Dennis Adiele, and the state women leader of the association, Irumuwoji Market, Grace Owabia, also spoke.
We are here telling the public that such a thing never happened and such a money was never released. State government to our national president, Ambassador Bright, that they should discountenance whatever Mr. Nkesi has done. In due time, we will call on him to come and tell Nigerians the truth.
I don't know where Nkesi saw when the governor was giving our president that money that he accused him of. So we, the RTA in general, we are saying that Nkesi himself should come and tell where and when the governor gave our president that 4 billion. If not, he will face the court.
As you may know, the President General of Rivers State Market Traders Association, Gift Nkesi Benjamin, has accused Mr. Bright Chinedu of misallocation of Governor Fubara's gift items intended for traders as well as impersonation. Now, as part of measures to enable students to pay their tuition fees, the president of the Students' Union Government, SUG, at the University of Port Harcourt, Martins Azarindo Abara, has given out 10,000 naira as school fees intervention support to 100 students of the institution. Speaking in a media briefing, Mr. Azarindo Abara said he was motivated after Uniport Vice Chancellor Owunari George Will gave scholarship to some students.
We are giving out 10,000 naira school fees intervention for 100 students of the University of Port Harcourt who may have part payment to pay their tuition fee. My motivation is coming from the Vice Chancellor, Professor Owunari Abraham George. We reached out to some of his friends and other well-meaning Nigerians, and they gave scholarships to students. He has shown us so much love, and I'm being spoiled by that very kind act of his to do this other part. When you invest in education, crime comes to its minimal rate, and that's why I'm calling on other well-meaning Nigerians to please see how you can help students.
Now, some of the beneficiaries, while commending the SUG president for renewing their hopes of beating the deadline for school payment, urged him to do more.
It's very, very nice of the SUG president to have had the students at heart. This is a huge one, honestly. This is something that has really given hope to a lot of people. Personally, I'm so happy, I'm delighted. I really pray God blesses this man and enrich him more.
This is like the first time I'm experiencing something like this. It's really a privilege, and I really, really appreciate the SUG. After now, I'm calling my mom to inform her of this good news because it really, really means a lot to me, and I know she'll be very happy to hear it.
I'm really grateful that I was opportune to be part of this great scheme because it goes a long way in helping students to make sure that they are not sent out of school.
Like, I had no hope. I've called my parents, I've called my uncles. I even tried borrowing from friends, and even when I said I'll pay later, nobody was doing anything. I would have dropped out though, because even loan app, they're giving me 200 naira as loan.
Now, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board has released the result of the 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. In other news, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has ordered 4 fintech companies to suspend the onboarding of new customers until further notice. Catch the details of this and more in the business news at 7. On the international scene, New York City's Columbia University has started suspending students involved in pro-Palestinian protests on campus after they defied a deadline to disperse. Now, that's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. More filling stations are closed in Port Harcourt as petrol scarcity lingers across state. CBN has banned Moneypoint, Opay, Kuda, others from taking new customers. And on the foreign scene, Columbia University has suspended students as Palestinian protest on campus continues. The news was edited by Chioma Ezewan. For to reach this team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 08072.
The show continues. Night info.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no lie relaxing.